I was curled up on the bathroom floor, hugging my side, trying to pull air into my lungs like I was breathing through a straw. Every breath was a knife. I could taste blood in the back of my throat. My vision kept blurring, then snapping back into focus. The tile was cold against my cheek, and I remember thinking, this is how I'm going to die. Right here. Alone. In the dark. And then I heard her voice, my mom, on the other side of the door. "Keep quiet," she said. "You'll ruin his future." Those words didn't just hit me. They shattered me. It wasn't the pain from the broken ribs. It wasn't even the terror of what had just happened. It was that moment, her voice calm and cold, like she was talking about a missed curfew or a bad grade, that made it real. I didn't have a family. Not in the way that matters. I had people who shared my last name, who lived in the same house, who ate the same meals. But they weren't my family. Not really. A family sees you. A family protects you. A family chooses you. Mine chose someone else. And that choice? It cut deeper than any kick ever could. But my doctor saw me. And she didn't stay quiet. Before I go any further, if this story means something to you, I'd be really grateful if you could hit like, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment telling me where you're watching from. It helps more than you know. This isn't just my story. It's for anyone who's ever been told to stay silent when they should have been screaming. My name's Lena Carter. I'm 27. I live in Columbus, Ohio. I teach 3rd grade at Lincoln Elementary. I've been doing it for 5 years now. Kids love me. I love them. They don't know my past. They don't need to. To them, I'm just Miss Carter, the one who brings extra snacks and laughs at their bad jokes. But that's not who I was back then. Back then, I was the quiet one. The easy one. The daughter who never caused problems. I didn't talk back. I didn't ask for much. I did the dishes without being asked. I folded the laundry. I made sure the house was clean before my parents got home. I thought if I stayed small, if I stayed helpful, if I never made a scene, maybe, just maybe, I'd finally feel like I belonged. But in my family, belonging came with a price: silence. Our whole world revolved around my younger brother, Jason. He was 24, built like a linebacker, with a cannon for an arm and a temper that could explode out of nowhere. He was training to go pro in football. Scouts were watching. Coaches were calling. My parents, Carol and Rick Carter, treated him like he was the future of the family name. Everything was about Jason. His wins were paraded around like national holidays. His losses? Excused. His messes? Cleaned up by someone else, usually me. I moved back in with them 6 months before it happened. My apartment lease was up and money was tight. I told myself it was temporary. Just a few months to save up, get back on my feet. But deep down, I think I was still hoping, still praying, that this time, it would be different. That I'd finally walk into that house and feel like I was home. It wasn't. The house wasn't a home. It was a shrine to Jason. His trophies lined the mantel where my childhood photos used to be. His protein shakes and special meals filled the fridge. My mom planned her whole day around his training schedule. My dad talked about his stats like he was a sports analyst. And me? I was the background noise. The one who kept things running. The invisible daughter. I saw the signs. I wasn't blind. I saw the way Jason's mood could go from calm to furious in 2 seconds flat. I saw the dents in his bedroom wall, the ones he blamed on a stray dumbbell. I saw the way his girlfriend flinched when he raised his voice. I saw the fear in her eyes the last time she came over. A week later, she was gone. I saw it all. And I said nothing. Because in my family, silence wasn't just golden, it was required. Speaking up was disloyal. Questioning was rebellion. And rebellion? That got you erased. The night it happened was a Saturday. Jason had just lost a big game. One of the last before the final draft evaluations. He came home hours later, reeking of stale beer and anger. His face was dark. His shoulders were hunched. He walked in like the world had wronged him, and someone was going to pay. I was in the kitchen, wiping down the counters. Just trying to stay invisible. Just trying to survive the night. "What are you looking at?" he snapped, throwing his gym bag on the floor. "Nothing, Jason," I said, keeping my voice low. "Just cleaning." He yanked the fridge open, grabbed a beer, slammed it shut. "This whole season's a joke," he muttered. "Coach is an idiot." I wanted to help. I wanted to be the good sister. So I said, "It was just one game. You'll get 'em next time. It's not the end of the world." That was the moment everything changed. His eyes locked on me. Not angry. Not yelling. Just empty. Cold. "What did you say?" he whispered. That whisper, low, flat, dangerous, sent ice through my veins. "Nothing," I stammered. "I just meant." I didn't finish. He moved so fast I didn't even see it coming. grabbed the front of my shirt, knuckles digging into my collarbone, dragged me across the kitchen, slammed me into the edge of the granite countertop. The air exploded out of me. A sharp, searing pain shot through my side. I dropped to the floor, vision tunneling, gasping like a fish out of water. Then came the kick. He drew his leg back and nailed me in the ribs right where I'd hit the counter. A sickening crack echoed in the room. I felt it, deep in my bones, in my soul. Then, blackness. When I came to, I was still on the floor. My mom was kneeling beside me, but she wasn't looking at me. She was staring at the hallway, listening for my dad. "Lena," she whispered, voice urgent. "Your dad's coming. You gotta get up." "I can't," I gasped. "I can't breathe." Her eyes finally met mine. No concern. No fear for me. Only fear for him. "Listen," she said, voice dropping. "You tripped. You fell and hit the counter. Got it? Say you tripped. You know how sensitive he is. This could ruin his draft chances. He broke me, and she was worried about his future." Somehow I crawled inch by painful inch into the downstairs bathroom, locked the door, slid to the floor, curled up, shaking, barely able to breathe. I could hear them outside. My dad's low, controlled voice. My mom's frantic whispers. Jason stomping upstairs, slamming his door. And then her voice again, clear through the wood. "Keep quiet. You'll ruin his future." That was the betrayal. Not the kick. Not the silence. It was that. The moment I realized my own mother would rather protect her son's dream than her daughter's life. The next morning, the pain was everywhere. I couldn't stand straight. Every breath was torture. My dad walked in, looked at me like I was a problem he had to fix. "No, you okay?" "No, what happened?" "Just get in the car. I'm taking you to urgent care." On the drive, he didn't look at me once. "You fell down the stairs," he said. Not a question. An order. That's what you're telling them. "Your mom's a mess. Jason's worried sick about you. We don't need more drama. Promise me, Lena." I nodded. One dry, tearless nod. What was one more lie? At the clinic, the lights were too bright. A nurse took my vitals, asked what happened. "I fell down the stairs," I said. The words tasted like poison. Then the doctor walked in. Kind eyes. Calm voice. Her name tag said Dr. Nina Patel. She looked at my chart, then at me. Gently pressed on my side, and I couldn't stop the cry that slipped out. "I need an x-ray," she said softly. Then leaned in. "But first, I want you to be honest with me. The bruising, it doesn't look like a fall." Her voice dropped. "Lena, did someone do this to you?" I froze. Dad was in the waiting room, probably tapping his foot, expecting me to come out with a script and a lie. All my life, my family looked at me, but never saw me. But this woman, this stranger, looked at me like I mattered. Like I was real. Tears started to fall. The dam inside me cracked. I can't," I stammered. Dr. Patel didn't push. Just nodded. "Okay." After the x-rays, she came back, closed the door. Put the films up on the light box. I saw the dark, jagged lines. My broken ribs. "You've got two broken, one fractured," she said. "This kind of injury takes serious force. A direct impact." She took photos of my bruised side. Then turned to me. "I'm going to ask you one more time. I'm a mandated reporter. If I believe abuse happened, I have to report it. Did someone do this to you?" The world stopped. Me, against them. A lifetime of silence versus one chance to be heard. I looked at the x-ray. At the proof. Then at her willing to stand up for me when my own parents wouldn't. In a whisper, I said it. "My brother." The words hung there. I broke down. "Please don't. You don't understand. It'll tear my family apart. It'll ruin his life." "His life," she said. "Lena, he broke your ribs. What about your life?" "I can't let this go. My job is to protect you." And, just like that, the choice wasn't mine. She made the call. By the time Dad drove me home, a cop car was in the driveway. Jason was taken in for questioning. The second I walked in, the betrayal hit like a wall. Mom stared at me, pure hatred in her eyes. "What did you do?" she screamed. Dad grabbed my arm, fingers digging in. "I told you to keep your mouth shut," he hissed. "You just destroyed your brother's future. I hope you're happy." But I wasn't listening anymore. The fog, the fear, the guilt, the obligation was lifting. While they yelled, while they scrambled to protect their violent son, I walked past them. Went to my room. Pulled out the suitcase I'd never fully unpacked. Started throwing clothes in. I didn't have a plan. Didn't know where I'd go. I just knew I couldn't stay. Dr. Patel became my lifeline. She gave me the number for a women's shelter network. No space in the main building, but they found me a small subsidized apartment across town. Tiny. Empty. But safe. And mine. First thing I did? filed a restraining order against Jason. Standing in the courthouse, hands shaking as I filled out the paperwork, that was the hardest, most freeing thing I'd ever done. The calls started the same day. Mom left sobbing voicemails, "You're tearing the family apart." Dad sent texts, "You're dead to me." Jason sent messages, probably written by them, apologizing, saying he was so sorry, begging me to make it go away. I blocked every number. Dr. Patel connected me with a pro bono lawyer, Claire, a fierce woman who specialized in domestic violence. Claire helped me sue Jason, not just for medical bills, but for emotional damages. The lawsuit. The police report. It got back to his league. His contract? Suspended indefinitely. His golden future, buried in the mess he made. I started therapy. Talked about everything. The broken ribs, yeah. But also the years of being ignored. The feeling of never being enough. The ache of being emotionally abandoned by the people who were supposed to love me most. Slowly, I started to heal. Put up pictures. Bought a little plant. Started sleeping through the night. Months later, I saw a posting for a local community grant funding new programs for at-risk youth. An idea hit me. Born from my pain. I spent weeks writing a proposal for an after-school program, just for girls from abusive or neglectful homes. A safe space where they could speak up. Where they could learn their voices matter. I got the grant. Named it The Quiet Should Speak. A year later, we were hosting a small fundraiser at the local library. I was at the podium, sharing our mission, when the back doors burst open. It was Jason. He looked rough. No contract. The lawsuit had cost him. Thinner. But his eyes? Same old rage. "You," he yelled, pointing at me. The room went silent. "You did this. You ruined my life, all because of some stupid fall." My heart slammed against my ribs. The same ribs he broke. The old Lena would have shrunk. Hid. Wanted the floor to swallow her. But I wasn't her anymore. I calmly set my note cards down. Stepped off the stage. Walked slowly down the center aisle so everyone could see me. Stood there in the quiet and looked straight at him. Then turned to the crowd, parents, supporters, the girls in my program. My voice didn't shake. It was clear. Strong. "This," I said, sweeping my gaze across the stunned faces, "is the man who broke my ribs." Let that sink in. Then I delivered the final truth. "And this," I paused, "is the family who told me to stay quiet." The silence? Deafening. Security stepped in, calmly escorted Jason out. I never went back. Never asked for an apology. Didn't need one. Jason's life wasn't ruined by me. It was ruined by him. My parents didn't lose a daughter. They threw one away. I found peace, not in revenge, but in speaking my truth. I didn't need their apologies to be whole. I had my voice, my work, my new life. And for the first time, that was more than enough. If you've ever been told to stay quiet when someone hurt you, if you've ever been made to feel small so someone else could feel big, this story's for you. Don't. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be protected. You deserve to be heard. And if this hit home, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let's make sure no one has to suffer in silence ever again. Your voice matters.